The Hidden Compass, Finding Allah's Mercy in the Desert of Hardship. Assalamu alaikum, and welcome back to Sufi Essence with Hammad Syed. Life is often described as a journey, but for the seeker of truth, this journey can feel less like a gentle path and more like a vast, unforgiving desert, filled with trials, tribulations, and profound uncertainty. In such a landscape, our ordinary tools, our intellect, our social status, our material possessions become useless. What is a person to do when lost in this desert of hardship, when the sun of hope seems to have set and the nights are filled with fear? Today, we will embark on an exploration of an ancient and a powerful truth, that within every hardship, there lies a hidden compass. It's an inner guide that is constantly and unerringly pointing the way back to Allah. This is a lecture on the profound metaphysics of divine mercy, revealing that Allah's love is not the absence of trials, but the very light that illuminates our path through them. We will uncover the spiritual tools that act as this compass, allowing us to find guidance and peace in the very moments when we feel most lost. Part 1. The Metaphysics of Hardship. In the conventional view, hardship is often seen as a punishment from Allah or a random act of fate. The Sufi masters, however, taught a far more profound and a beautiful truth. They understood hardship, or bala, not as an end in itself, but as a means to a spiritual end. They saw it as a divine crucible, a tool wielded by a loving creator to purify and elevate the human soul. The Quran states, "We will certainly test you with a measure of fear and hunger and some loss and a life in fruits. I give glad tidings to the patient ones." Surah Al-Baqarah 2-155. Reveals a fundamental principle. Trials are an unavoidable and a necessary part of the human experience. Their purpose is not to destroy us, but to build us. A person who has been tested by hardship is like gold that has been purified in fire. All impurities, pride, arrogance, attachment to the world are burned away, leaving behind a soul that is more radiant and more precious than before. Hardship is also a divine invitation to return to our Creator. When life is easy, we often become heedless, absorbed in the temporal world and its distractions. We forget our ultimate dependency on Allah. But when a trial strikes, it breaks our false sense of security and our reliance on our own strength. It reminds us of our own inherent powerlessness and of the omnipotent power of Allah. A difficult trial, therefore, is not a sign of Allah's anger, but a profound and a gentle call to return to Him. It is in the midst of our brokenness that we are most likely to find His healing presence. It is in this sense that hardship is not a deviation from the path, but a direct part of the path itself. Part 2. Patience. Sabr is the compass needle. If life is a desert, then the most fundamental part of the hidden compass is the needle of patience, or sabr. Patience, as understood by the Sufis, is not a passive waiting or a gritting of teeth.
I guess.
It is a powerful, active, and a spiritual state of submission and unwavering trust in Allah. It is the conscious decision to accept a trial, and to find peace in the certainty that Allah is the ultimate controller of all affairs. The Sufi masters identified 3 types of sabr, each of which is a part of this spiritual compass. The first is patience in performing acts of worship. This is the patience to maintain our prayers, our fasts, and our dhikr, even when we feel tired or uninspired. It is the patience to remain on the straight path, even when the journey is long and arduous. The second is patience from committing sins. This is the spiritual struggle to turn away from temptation and to choose the path of righteousness, even when our ego is pulling us towards wrongdoing. It is the patience to say no to our lower self and to say yes to the divine will. The third, and the most relevant to our topic, is patience in the face of hardship. This is the patience to hold on to our faith and our good character in the midst of loss, sickness, and grief. It is the spiritual strength to not complain, to not despair, and to not question the wisdom of Allah the Prophet, peace be upon him, said, "The real patience is at the first stroke of a calamity." This means that true patience is a profound and an immediate act of submission, a spiritual state that is not a reaction to a trial, but a preparation for it. The needle of Sabr always points to Allah, because it is an unwavering declaration that in all circumstances, our ultimate refuge and our ultimate hope is in Him. Part 3. Gratitude Shukr. As the hidden blessing, the second part of the hidden compass is gratitude, or Shukr. In our human understanding, gratitude is a response to receiving a blessing. But for the Sufi, gratitude is a spiritual state that can be maintained even in the midst of a trial. It is the inner sight that allows us to see the unseen blessings that are hidden within our hardships. The Prophet, peace be upon him, taught that a believer's affair is all good. If he experiences ease, he is grateful, and that is good for him. And if he experiences hardship, he is patient, and that is good for him. This hadith reveals a profound truth. A person who has mastered the spiritual compass is never without a blessing, because they can find blessing in both ease and adversity. The Sufi practice of shukr in hardship involves actively seeking the hidden benefits of a trial. It is the gratitude for the opportunity to purify one's heart. It is the gratitude for the humility that the trial brings, for it breaks the chains of pride and arrogance. It is the gratitude for the deepening of one's relationship with Allah. For it is in the trial that we learn to turn to Him with an urgency and a sincerity that we did not have before. The spiritual insight, or ilm, that is gained in the midst of hardship is often far more profound than any knowledge gained in comfort. This is the meaning of the phrase, hidden blessing. The blessing is not the trial itself, but the spiritual fruits that the trial bears. A person who has cultivated a heart of shukr sees the grace of Allah in all things. They see the divine wisdom behind the pain, the spiritual growth that is coming from the struggle, and the ultimate reward that is waiting for them in the hereafter. The true spiritual wealth is not the absence of hardship, but the inner capacity to find Allah's mercy in the midst of it. Part 4. The Prophet's example. The ultimate compass. The most perfect model of a person who navigated the desert of hardship with a hidden compass is the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him. His life was a continuous series of trials: the persecution he faced in Makkah, the death of his beloved wife and his uncle, expulsion from his city, and the unimaginable suffering he endured on the day of Taif. In the midst of all of these trials, his compass never wavered. His patience was legendary. When he was persecuted, he prayed for his persecutors. When he was in the darkest moments of his life, he turned to Allah in prayer with an unwavering certainty. His gratitude was equally profound. He would pray to Allah for hours until his feet would swell, and when asked why he did so, he would reply, "Should I not be a grateful servant?" His gratitude was not a response to a life of ease, but a profound and a continuous state of his heart. The Prophet's journey provides us with a living, breathing guide for how to use our own spiritual compass. He taught us that when the world turns against you, you must turn to Allah with even greater sincerity. He showed us that the greatest source of strength is not in our own ego, but in our complete submission to the divine will. His life is the ultimate testament to the fact that Allah's mercy is not a distant reality, but a profound and a tangible presence that is with us in every moment of our struggle, guiding us through the darkness with the light of patience and the certainty of His love. Part 5. The Compass of the Heart. Finding Allah in waqt time, the hidden compass is not an external object. It is a state of the heart. And the very moment it works is in the present moment, in waqt time. Hardship, with its pain and its grief, has a powerful tendency to pull us out of the present. We either regret the past and think, "If only I had done something differently," or we become anxious about the future and think, "What if this gets worse?" The Sufi masters taught that this is a spiritual deception. The real work of the compass is to bring us back to the present moment, to the eternal now that is filled with the presence of Allah. The Prophet, peace be upon him, taught us that Allah is with the patient. This means that His presence, His mercy, and His guidance are found in the very moment of our struggle. To be patient in a trial is to find Allah in the waqt time of that trial. The spiritual practice of dhikr is the ultimate tool for this. The rhythmic remembrance of Allah anchors the heart in the present, preventing it from being pulled into the past or the future. It creates an inner sanctuary of peace, a state of being where the external chaos of the trial cannot penetrate. In this inner sanctuary, the hidden compass is fully active, and it is in this state that the servant receives divine inspiration and guidance. The hidden compass is not a magical solution to our problems. It is a profound and an intimate connection with Allah that provides us with the inner strength to bear our trials with grace and the spiritual wisdom to see the hidden mercy within them.